Okay, hello everybody. This is Yixuan Du, and I come from China and work in Tsinghua University and as a postdoctor. Okay, today I and Zichen Tian gonna present the birth of Chinese white. At the first, our presentation methods are two parts. One is background history of Dehua kills, and another one is development of using materials and methods in histories. So the first content is the background of Dehua kills. So the paper, no, sorry, the presentation describes the historical factors of the development of Dehua anti-kills and aim to confirm Dehua kills impact due to foreign trade business. Dehua location and resource proved the condition for the formation of Dehua kills, and during the Song dynasty, Dehua white porcelain became a major trade commodity goods, along the Maritime Skill Road. It became the only source of ceramics for the foreign trade in antique China. So the summaries our presentation gonna summarize the time linear change and the varying process as the Dehua kills set through the study of archaeological documents and to confirm the influence of foreign trade paths on the development of the kill set. Okay, here's a map of China now. So the red flag is Dehua's location. It's in the Fujian province. Okay, so it's close to the Zhejiang province. Okay, the second context is Maritime Skill Road. It's one of very important events in the history. So according to lectures, Chinese ceramics was the first product to be brought into the Red Sea port from India in the 10th century. So during the Southern Song dynasty, Dutch already started treating porcelain with, porcelain kind of means white porcelain, with Fujian region. During the Ming dynasty, Portugal became treating porcelain with Dehua. And in the 16th century, the Dutch established the East India Company in India which serves as a transit point for Dehua porcelain to Europe. So by the early Qing dynasty, as a result of imperial policy represented by Zheng Chenggong. Okay, there are three routes to send the ship from China to the Europe and to the Asian countries. So these are three main straight roads to show how they work in the map. Okay, so the characteristics of near resource. So the one of important reason for the formation of Dehua kilns was the development's dependence on the port of Quanzhou. Quanzhou port was one of the important ports exporting Dehua kilns to foreign countries. Was meaning was main meaning of export for Dehua kilns. So on the other hand, the Dehua area has abundant ceramic raw materials resources. Both material stone and kaolin stone are a lot of raw materials for make are very important raw materials for making Dehua white porcelain. It's the reason for the formations of land white porcelain glaze of Dehua white porcelain. So the third area is advanced raw materials. So Dehua white porcelain is a foundation for forming Dehua white porcelain. So afterward, so above these 3 points, so Doha kills has formed of Forgan treat orient Dehua white porcelain. So here is a one example of the white Dehua white porcelain. So they called pig white. So the characteristics is wetness. So it was examined to be 55 to 100% white. So here is a collection from British Museum. Okay, so sorry. Okay, here's a Guan Yinqi mountain. They have this is a very important resource location. So it's make the high quality stone, Chinese stone, and making the sculpture porcelain clay. Okay, this context 田子成 gonna stay with us and doing this part. Okay.
Well, okay, the next thing is about materials and method of the white porcelain. There are different types of kilns of the white porcelain in different dynasties. The kilns were from the dragon kilns of the Tang and Song dynasties to the tile kilns and horseshoe kilns of the Song dynasty, and to the stepped dragon kilns of the late Song dynasty and to the stepped kilns of the early Yuan dynasty. And this picture depicts the image of dragon kilns, which is a kind of kiln of the white porcelain. And the next thing is about archaeology event. The foreign trade effect of white porcelain is not only the change of kiln. There is more intuitive about the white porcelain is the changes that occurred in the product. Researching the excavation from the Song and Yuan dynasty of the Dehua kilns and the subsequent Ming and Qing dynasty has a completely different picture of the excavation and foreign exports. And there are many three parts. One is archaeology of shipwrecks. The shape or ornamentation of these Dehua white porcelain vessels is European style. And the second part is Wanpinglun kiln site. Song and Yuan period of Dehua is the early dynasty of Dehua kilns that are known. There are 42 kiln sites in the Dehua area during the Song and Yuan dynasties. Qing dynasty kiln have 177, and the Ming dynasty kilns have 18. And third part is Qudogong kiln site. The kiln site based on a dragon kiln and excavated Yuan dynasty porcelain. The Qudogong kiln site is an important testimony of Dehua kilns in the Song and Yuan dynasties. And this picture depicts the location of Qudogong kiln site. And the next thing is about linearizability study of archaeology excavation. The development of archaeology excavation from inland and overseas shows the influence of foreign trade on Dehua kilns. Dehua white porcelain was discovered as a foreign trade commodity from the Song and Yuan dynasties. The list explains the linear development of Dehua white porcelain from supply for foreign trade and gradually gain popularity and customer-rise overseas and finally becoming a kind of culture. In Song and Yuan dynasty, Dehua white porcelain started to supply to foreign markets. Daily use ware still dominated the appearance and household utensils was the main focus. The foreign market already recognized Dehua white porcelain and at that time, Dehua white porcelain was shipped to Japan. When it comes to Yuan Dynasty, Dehua white porcelain was characterized by a fine and small amount of sculpture. A large amount of white porcelain was produced when it comes to Ming Dynasty. White, white porcelain sculpture had appeared on the foreign trade list. Sculptures become one of the popular exterior products. And finally, when it comes to Qing Dynasty, among them were household items specifically custom made for foreign countries and sculptures of Guanyin and Western religious figures, which is popular in foreign markets. So we can draw a conclusion. The influence of the Huawei's foreign trade has two parts. One part is the type of kiln that has changed differently according to the development of Dehua kilns. And the second part is the development of Dehua kilns from popular household ceramics to ceramic porcelain sculpture representing Dehua kilns. And from the perspective of Chinese ceramic art, the formation of the Huawei's porcelain foreign trend has given Chinese ceramic a rich and expanded art form and injected a new style and aesthetic into the traditional production of many daily use wares. Dehua kilns has the geographical advantage of abundant ceramic mineral resources and easy access to water shipping. And on the other hand, with the influence of Dehua white porcelain in international markets, Chinese white porcelain in the West enhanced the visibility and the cultural image of China. This cultural cross-fertilization spread to a large scale after that, creating a great influence in the ceramic culture circle of East Asia. There are numerous excavations of Dehua ceramic throughout East Asia that attested to its influence in international markets. Cultural exchanges between China and the West were also able to develop more deeply. It was reflected in the orders initiated by Europe for Dehua white porcelain during the Song and Yuan dynasties and the white porcelain excavation with Western characteristics. The international markets become a guarantee of scales for a large number of Dehua kilns from the Qing and Ming periods.